Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Just okay? What are you doing?
I got this. Like 3 weeks ago, we got this email from our boss that said, hey, you're going to get an email about this. Click on it and do this because it needs to get done for corporate, right? And that same day, corporate also sent out an email that was like supposed to catch you like a phishing email to catch you like clicking on an email you're not supposed to click on. So between the email from the boss that said, you better do this because it needs to get done today, and the corporate email to check to see if we're phishing, I clicked on the wrong link. So now I have to do this stupid course where I have to be like, AMAZONE is not Amazon.com.
Remember when I first did that course and I had to like redo some of it because I was only half paying attention per usual?
This is anyway. How are you?
Anyway, it's going to be super nice. It's going to be like 90 degrees this week. It's going to be a nice week. You have the boys this week?
I do. They're coming back today.
Oh, you do have the boys this week. I thought when I wrote you earlier, you said no, you didn't have them.
No, I didn't have them last week. I didn't have them last week or this weekend.
Oh,
so I didn't have them for Mother's Day or anything. I just have them this week.
I'm going to be in town for a couple days this week because my kids, it's frog jump week where I live. So the kids have social distance learning Thursday, Friday, and they have a half day on Wednesday.
Because what is a mountain town if not a place where you shut down schools when frogs need to jump?
Yeah, but there's a whole story. Did you know there's a whole story
behind the frog jumping? I mean, I hope there is. I hope that they didn't just one day be like, you know, it'd be cool.
Yeah, by Mark Twain. Jump. The Celebrating Jumping Frog by Mark Twain of Calaveras County.
Aw, that's rad.
We're going to read the book this week.
That'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, so let's talk about this bat that I had in my house this weekend. So I'm sitting on the couch and it's super late and this bat comes flying down. So here is, these stairs right here lead up to the kids' room in the loft. Okay. So the bat comes flying down this staircase, right? Right behind it, and I see right behind it is our cat. And if you are new to the show, I talk smack about this cat all the time. I hate this cat. I love to hate this cat. Okay. Comes behind this bat and just takes it out, right? And so now they're on the ground. I only have one photo. So Joey's mad that I didn't get more photos of this but I didn't want to get near a bat. So the cat's playing with the bat on the ground, and I think it's a dead bat. And the cat keeps messing with it and kicks it into that door that is now barricaded with the Christmas blanket. Kicks it into there, and it's just dead on the stairs. So I decide to go to bed. I'm like, I'll take care of the bat in the morning. I know. My buddy said the same thing. He's like, you had multiple opportunities to get rid of this bat. What is wrong with you?
You're like Adam Sandler and Big Daddy where he's like just putting newspaper over spilled milk. That'll clean it up.
Yes. And you know what? I didn't even think like what you said when we talked about this earlier off the air, that why didn't you put like a bucket over it? And I don't know, like why didn't put like a can or a bucket or something over it? Okay. I just thought the bat was dead. I'm going to go to sleep and I'll take care of it in the morning. So I get up in the morning and I creep down the stairs and I see it in the corner. Dude, it's only like this big, right? With its wings down.
They're little.
Yes. So I get like tongs and a box because I'm not touching that, right? And I go, I should poke it first to see if it's still alive for some weird reason, right? So I get a broomstick and I poke it with the broomstick and it hisses at me. And I run up the stairs like a baby. Dude, hell no. No bats for me. Okay. So I run up the stairs because I'm stupid. I call my friend and he's like, barricade the door. And that way, if it flies up, it won't come into your area. When I should have killed it right then, when I had the opportunity to just smash it with the broomstick. Okay. So I go back down there and it's hanging from my ceiling like Dracula. That's all I could think was Dracula.
Oh God.
And there's still a spot on the ceiling. So I was able to show the kids because the kids saw none of this. I had to tell them the next day, right? So it's hanging from the ceiling, and I call my friend, and he's like, I just got into town. It's going to be a minute. And so I barricade the door. I open the front door, and I start throwing shoes up there to like kind of knock it out of the way so that I'll start flying around and then maybe go out the door, right? None of the shoes hit. It's just hanging there. So I assume that it's caught up in a spider web, and again, assume it's dead because I'm done. Finish getting ready, go down, and now the bat is flying around the room everywhere. And I'm just like a baby, like cowered in the corner of the stairs on the phone. My friend's like, it's not going to hurt you. If anything, it's just going to skim you. And all I could think is that he's going to get stuck in my hair, right? So I finally run like a little bee out the front door. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I have to leave. Like, I'm going to leave a bat in my house? And he's like, it won't go past the little barricade, the blanket. I'll be over there when I can get over there. You know, it's going to be a little bit. And I said, okay. So I go to leave, and the bat finally flies out the door.
Bats are trick. You know what? I used to, okay. First of all, I'm glad you're okay.
It's not, thank you. And it's not going to be the last time. He was like, my friend was like, I was looking up some nets, but some of them can get pretty expensive for good ones. Do you want to go half with me? And my dad said, which half of the net do you get?
Get a broom. Just get a broom.
I have a broom.
They'll get knocked out every time. So when you hit a bat, we used to get bats in our house like once every couple of months. And we had a broom by the front door. And every time one flew in, my dad got really good at it. You knock it with the broom. It knocks the bat out or it plays dead. I don't know which one it does, but it sits there for a long while. And then we had a checkbook box next to the broom. Then you put the bat in the checkbook box, and then you go out on the balcony and you open the checkbook box and you run back inside.
Okay. And that's how small they are too.
Yeah.
They fit in a checkbook box.
Yeah. Yeah. They're itty bitty. They're little. They're tiny.
So, like when it was in the corner, I was like, that can't possibly be it. That's a tiny thing. And
Yeah.
what I saw last night was Bruce Wayne, you know?
Yes. Did it look at you and go, I'm going to stay right here.
Yes, it did.
Don't come down in my place. I'm a bat. I'm Batman.
Yeah, so I have to do it that way because I can't kill it. You know, my son is not going to allow that. Mom, it's not the bat's fault that we have the door open. I can already hear him, you know?
You want to know what my friend did this weekend? My friend picked up a second job delivering food, and my friend got paid $5 to go to AM/PM and get a 32-ounce fountain cup with ice and nothing else and drop it off at a front door.
What do you think that was for? What do you think they need? They just ran out of ice? I bet somebody, I don't know, they need margaritas. Only somebody making margaritas would pay that much to have ice delivered. I
asked my friend, what did you say when you picked up the ice? And he said, I can't believe somebody's paying for a 32-ounce cup of fountain ice. And the woman behind the counter said, I feel the same. She said, this is a first for me.
I bet you somebody drunk making margaritas and didn't think, they're like, we need ice for a couple more drinks, and didn't think that getting maybe a bag of ice delivered would be an option.
So much, like that would have been cheaper.
But no, but if they're already a couple margaritas deep, the 32-ounce cup of ice is, what they need.
It'd that how it works when you have a few drinks? Like, there's like the most logical thing that you could do. But after a couple of drinks, you're like, we could get a bag of ice. But what would be better is an AM/PM 32-ounce cup full of ice from their ice machine. It's like way less the ice, but way more expensive. We'll call it artisan ice.
Some people have a thing.
Yeah. You know what?
Bernadette, that's what I was saying. I assume they're a couple margaritas deep, or strawberry daiquiris, or whatever their Mother's Day beverage of choice was, and wanted a couple more, and didn't think it through to get a bag of ice, and was like, so I would do that. That's what I would, you know what? I make fun of you all the time for having $13 of Taco Bell delivered, but I would totally, instead of drinking and driving, it's going to cost, have the ice just delivered to the doorstep.
You know what though? In this weird, twisted world where it makes more sense to order $13 of Taco Bell than it does to get a cup of ice at the AM PM, you get a pass on that, and I would not. Like, our people would look at that and be like, well, yeah, she wanted some ice. And they look at me and be like, yeah, but dude, the Taco Bell's like 2 miles away, idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how this goes.
You know why? Because you don't drink. So it's hard for people to not understand, like, why wouldn't you just drive? Like, there's a reason I'm not driving to go get it. If I was sober, I would go get it myself, right? There's a reason I pay the Round Table up here a $9 delivery fee, which I'm not mad at because they're really good. I love them up here. But I live far from the pizza place. Because usually if I'm dropping that much money on pizza, it's because I've been influenced by a couple of glasses of wine.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, so last week or a couple weeks ago, I brought up to you that I always get extra wasabi when I go to a sushi restaurant.
Yes.
You recently finally got your first visit at Raw Delicious, right?
Yes.
Raw, downtown Modesto, check it out. So there's a downtown place here in Murphy's called Doki Sushi. And I go there all the time, and I always order extra wasabi. And when I went in there this weekend, they're like, your extra wasabi's in there, Madden, right? So anyway.
Now, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they proactive in telling you that your extra wasabi was in there, Madden?
Because a couple of weeks ago, I went in there and acted like a brat. So maybe they remember me. I apologize like 100 times.
Oh, I know.
I know, but I'm totally allowed to be called out because I haven't gone in there since. I have Wednesday lunch with my girlfriends, and finally one of them goes, how come we're not going to Doki? And I'm like, well, I acted like a brat. Anyways.
I got to wait for the wait staff to turn over there before I can go back in.
I apologize to the chef owner guy, and I don't think he knows that I am me and it's the same person that came in and threw a fit, and Madden from the radio. Because I wrote him and I said, my co-host and I've met you before because you work downtown. My co-host and I have a question about wasabi. So anyways, we were wondering if ordering wasabi at a sushi place is the same as ordering barbecue sauce at a fancy steakhouse, because they spend all of this time doing this delicious food, and then I just dump it in the wasabi that burns my mouth off, right? So I asked him, and he said, no, there's no shame in it. He did laugh, though. He thought it was funny.
Okay, one statement, one question. So as you were talking, it dawned on me that the reason the steak and the sushi can't really be the same comparison is because with the steak, they're putting salt, pepper, and seasoning on it before they cook it. And typically with sushi, it's usually like laid over a piece of rice. I mean, there's crunch rolls and stuff but usually like it's a traditional, like a piece of rice and a raw piece of fish with no seasoning on it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess that would make sense then for the sushi and the wasabi and the soy sauce. But still, like,
because I use all the wasabi. I'm soaking it into the rice part, and then I'm eating the rest of it. You know,
but you know what? The rice is flavored with the rice vinegar. That's got a sweet taste to it. So maybe that's where it comes in, where it's like, hey, the flavor's in the rice, jerk.
Well, I love it. Well, he said no. I said, we have a very important question for you. It's not an emergency if you're busy, though. And he was like, what's up? And I asked him, and I asked about the wasabi. And he's like, no, there's no shame in it. So now we know.
When you're eating sushi, do you take your wasabi and put it in your soy sauce container and then mix the soy sauce and wasabi up?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I can push the wasabi to the side, and I let in the amount of wasabi that I want into the sauce so that the sauce has a certain mixture. And then if I want extra wasabi, it's not all gone.
Now, do you keep powdered wasabi on hand at your house?
No.
Okay.
No, I have wasabi like a wasabi like sauce.
Okay.
I got from like Terrapin Farms or something. I got a whole bunch of like low sugar, delicious like aiolis and stuff. And one of them is like a wasabi aioli. Oh, killing me.
I love wasabi. I think wasabi is awesome.
Me too. I craved it a lot with my daughter in my 3rd trimester because remember, I didn't eat a lot with Layla. And at the end, I craved it. And every time I would check in at a sushi restaurant, people were like, you're pregnant. You don't need to be there. Even though that was Mickey Sushi's, the one on McHenry, right?
Yeah, you told me that they would like clean the knives off. They were
You totally
particular.
took care of me. They would show me that they were doing it in a completely separate location than the raw fish. No, they took super good care of me.
Which is awesome. We're getting back to, do you remember like 7-8 years ago where like I couldn't post anything without there being a negative comment with like the first 2 or 3 comments, you know?
Yeah.
We're getting back to that.
Your boat one will never die for me.
Never, ever. I'm like, oh, I got a new boat.
That morning, Riley and I were laughing about how people are we're being so negative on all of your posts. Within the first 3 posts, somebody would say something crappy for no reason, right?
Yeah.
And literally, right as soon as we get off the show, you posted a picture of your boat. And the second comment is, open bowed boats are better. And I called you and I'm like crying and I didn't even have to say anything. And you knew exactly why I was laughing.
I mean, it was like, it couldn't have been orchestrated any better.
I'm like the second one. I'm like, who is this jerk?
So we're getting back. Okay. So first of all, my bad for not Windexing my mirror. Right.
Okay.
But like twice this weekend. So and it's super benign stuff, but it's like making a comeback and I'm kind of enjoying it. I've got ice trays because I don't have an ice maker, right? So I just posted, how many ice trays do you use if you use ice trays? I use 7. I used to use 8, but 1 broke, and next week it'll probably be 6.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How come you use 7? Because you use that much ice, or you take that? Do you let them all get empty before you refill them all?
Well, no, I only have 7 because I had 8 and they broke. I like to when I do ice, I like to make a big, huge thing, you know, and then I fill it as I go along. But
okay,
yeah. So I mean, it took like 2 comments before. Ice trays are dumb. Get an ice maker. It's not what I asked. I know what an ice maker is. I know where to get an ice maker. If I wanted an ice maker right now, I could go out and get one. I didn't say, hey, how's your ice maker working? I said, if you're using ice trays, how many do you use?
Is there like a portable ice maker?
Oh yeah, lots.
I thought, I wouldn't even think of that. I just assumed that it comes with the freezer, with the refrigerator. It doesn't.
And then 24 hours later, because I had that dollar store shirt or the thrift store shirt that I bought, and I was seriously on the fence on it because I tried wearing it a couple of other times and it just didn't work. And so I put it on. I thought, I think it's working right now. So I took a picture of it and said, honest to God, just asking, just yes or no, and I'll delete this in a little bit. Does this shirt work right now? And it took 3 comments before it was a whole bunch of, I mean, I guess, but Windex your mirror. And so like, I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, my mirror's a little dirty, like right here with some spots, but the rest of it's okay. And that's not even what I'm asking.
It took us, our old boss, Chase. Remember Chase?
Yeah.
When I was doing radio in North Carolina, I looked hella cute. I was about to go out one night and I took a picture and he wrote me and goes, clean the background of that room, right? Yeah. And ever since, I always check the background because somebody, if they are not saying it, they're thinking it.
I'm 100% with you. And I'm pretty good about checking background too. And the mirror, because it was spots, like I couldn't really see it when I was doing it. Otherwise, like if it was noticeable, I would have done it if I saw it. Apparently in the picture, it was super noticeable.
You know, speaking of, didn't have to, but anyways, I used that glass boss from Turlock again the other day.
Oh, on point every time.
That stuff's amazing that we got in our Dancing with the Turlock Stars baskets.
Yep. No, that stuff is on point.
This room has huge mirrors. And I used it and I'm like, I'm impressed with this stuff every time I use it.
Which is like, when was the last time you sat down and been like, man, you know what? I really like my glass cleaner.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I even called you about it.
Yeah, I remember.
I was impressed with it too, but I thought maybe I just don't use a lot of glass cleaners.
Like you called me and I'm like, you're validating me right now because I was thinking to myself, this is really good, but like, I can't say that out loud to anybody because I'm gonna look like a crazy guy.
You'd be braggy about glass cleaner, but it's impressive.
Sit at the bar with all your friends, like, I got a new truck. I just bought some land. I got some glass cleaner.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it makes you want to. As soon as I did the kids' door mirror, because they have those ugly mirror closet doors, you know. As soon as I did it, I was literally walking around the house doing every glass that I had.
Clean that one. I'm gonna clean that one.
Good stuff. And the guy's
That's
a
awesome.
good guy. I read a lot of articles on him that he did a lot during the gave a.
Uh-oh. Well, Madden froze on me. Hey, fast money keyword coming up one right now. There's going to be one again at 9 o'clock. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 7. Okay, have a great one.